For almost 3 years, Mandy Bailey and Trueman Muhrer-Irwin have worked to breathe life into a community cafe in Buffalo, New York. In that time, they have endured medical challenges, professional detours, and mounting financial debt. Yet no matter the obstacles, this husband and wife have remained steadfast in their dedication to opening the doors to the Big Table Community Cafe, which they anticipate will happen in early 2017. And will happen because of Mandy's passion for their mission of everybody eats.
I come in, I'm not going to work. I know I'm not going to work. I'm only on my 45-minute lunch hour from a nearby company, and I want to try your food because I've heard all about it. You're going to hand me a menu, or will there just be a board? Do you even know that yet?
There will be a board.
On that board, there won't be prices, right?
There will be, basically, and it'll say suggested donation.
What will happen is you'll come through, you'll go through a line, or by
it's
a counter.
Style.
It will be, yeah.
Okay.
And so you'll have a board that'll tell you exactly what's available. Okay. You'll let the person know what you want. They're going to serve you up. You'll get the portions that you want. People sort of picking their own portions is also
small, medium, and large.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, anybody who's like, oh, just pile on, people will be encouraged to come back for more. We're not going to load the plate to overflowing, but people can come back and get more if they'd like. But we want to discourage food waste. So if someone wants less, they can have less.
Right.
And if someone wants to pay less, they can take less also if they feel so inclined. So you go through the line, and you get to what in community cafes is called the point of accountability, where you go through and you're encouraged to give in some way, whether that is giving of your time or giving of your money.
So we have sign-up lists right there then, so if people want to help, that's how they can pay?
Yeah, and what will usually happen is someone will have an immediate short-term job that can be given to anybody, rolling silverware, sweeping the floors. Oh, sure, really? Come see me after you eat. And then we will give them a simple task that day, and then they'll be encouraged to sign up. Hey, would you like to come back tomorrow? I would love to, have you fill in this job. I need somebody there tomorrow. And then we slot people into the jobs as they need to be filled for the coming days. And we encourage them to come back the next day.
You sound like you should be the front house manager.
I thought about it. I'm probably going to be working on getting my MSW pretty soon. My social, yeah. And so I don't know if I'll be working for Big Table. I might initially, when they first open. We'll see how it goes. We have some flexibility in our staffing. I'd like to bring someone in who has more of an administrative background to handle more of the actual hardcore paperwork stuff. That's not really my strong suit.
When you run a restaurant, the biggest challenge is staffing. Mm-hmm. And I hear it's going to be volunteers, which can add a whole nother layer of challenges to it. Yeah. Because it is volunteer and because it does help the community, are people more vigilant about working as opposed to when they just work in a restaurant for a salary? Do you know that?
I do know that. The many examples that I've received from other community cafes, most cafes actually have a waiting list of volunteers.
Yeah, you get a mix of civic-minded people who want to volunteer like you would at a soup kitchen, church groups, retirees, people who want to help out, and then you also get people who want to make this part of their regular food security, and they'll come and they'll volunteer. This meal, they will come here every day, and this is part of their plan. They get that meal and they work, and and those people, they become your core people.
It's an amazing project because it is so unusual. But in the back of my mind, I keep thinking, why a community cafe? We have soup kitchens that feed people who are in need. So what is it about this that's so important to you, Mandy?
This is basically what my generation is doing instead of that soup kitchen thing, because a community cafe is, it's called community cafe because at least half, if not even more, of what it's trying to do is literally build community. This person, has to go to this place on this side of the street because it's a soup kitchen in some basement of something, and they kind of look around and see is anybody watching me right now? I don't want people to see me go into this place, and then people going into a place right down the street. Oh, this is such a fancy place, and we're so proud to be here. And those people so far in society have not been knowing each other. So this is meant to literally bring people together.
There are times and places in this city where people of diversity come together around the table. Do you think that adding food will change the dynamic of the interaction among people like that?
I know very quite well, just in my own personal life, that serving food and inviting people to a table brings them together. We all know that.
Food is one of the great shared experiences.
Yeah. And food is one of those things that everybody wants and everybody needs, so why not?
The very first day you open the doors, I know you have to rely on what the food you're able to get.
Yes.
But if you could make anything, if you could have any food served, what would you serve that very first day?
Wouldn't I serve that very first day? Holy cow. What's your answer to that?
Your mac and cheese.
Okay.
What's special about it?
It's only the best macaroni and cheese you've ever had. I mean, everybody agrees.
Do you believe this is going to happen?
Oh, I know this is going to happen. Absolutely.
And that's why it's going to happen. I believe very strongly in the community cafe model, in what it does, in what it represents.
But
you are what keeps this whole project going.
Thank you.
Have you had any restaurant owners or chefs approach you and talk to you about this project?
Oh, yeah.
In a positive way or in a negative way?
Very positive way. They're very much wanting to be involved.
You had talked earlier about, like, what things have you been doing to get the word out? That's one of the things I forgot about. Mandy goes regularly. There's a monthly event called Industry Night, where chefs, restaurateurs, and people involved in the restaurant industry get together every month at one of Mike A's restaurants, and they have a theme, and they all have food, and Mandy's been going to that since she first came to Buffalo, since she was cooking commercially. And that group has let her, she's gotten very connected with some chefs in that way. The way that they can get involved, buying a product in a certain bulk that we may not be able to, and then allowing us to get some of that from them. Mandy is energized by being with people and serving people. This, rather than being a drain, the motivation to make this happen and the vision of this and what it could be is what has kept Mandy going. It has been what's powered her through physical therapy and all the hard days.
Are you still involved in therapies, Mandy?
Oh, yeah.
Every week.
Do you see an improvement in your physical abilities continuing, or are you at plateau?
Very much so.
Do you think that's your mind as much as your body, or do you think it's all your, therapies?
All of the above.
All of the above.